Welcome back to Pandemic Legacy. We're doing May. We're not doing well. Yes, I made a faded error, I guess we'll call it. Last episode, oh my goodness, we got an outbreak of the faded. We have poor Gwen already has one scar. She's headed for a second one this episode. You get a third one and you're lost, which means you rip up that character's card, throw it in the garbage because they have failed miserably. We have a whole bunch of problems going on in Africa region. We've got some major problems. Of course, you can't cure and you can't do anything with the faded. We can only quarantine it, maybe put some roadblocks up. We don't even have a military base over there to be able to put roadblocks up. We're in a world of problems, which could have been avoided had I made the optimal moves, but of course I never do on my channel, because what's the fun in that? If I made the perfect move every time, it would be boring. So let's carry on and see if we can pull this one out of the fire. It's not looking good. All right, up first we have Trevor. Trevor is currently in Riyadh here at the CDC, and I think, I mean, can we even pop him? He can pop over to Shanghai. He can actually fly to Shanghai, start putting quarantines down. But then if he does that, this is going to outbreak. If it outbreaks here again, we got a chain reaction. I don't know. I think we're going to have him try to look after Africa. Oh my goodness. All right, let's get down to the table here and have Trevor take his turn. All right, Trevor's going to head to the heart of Africa and see what he can do. So, he's got 4 actions. He also, let's not forget, this is such an important ability of his. Local connections. Once per turn, you may treat disease in a city connected to your city. And he also has, of course, remove all cubes of one color when doing a treat action. He's our star, I think. If we ever lose him, oh my goodness. Well, Gwen is pretty important too, with being able to quarantine anywhere in the world, and we are on the verge of losing her. All right, let's get Trevor going. First action, moving to Cairo. Second action, moving to Khartoum. His third action is going to treat all of the, what do we call that one? That's Cobra 403. He treats it all in Khartoum. His third action, yes, he's got that nice remote ability. He will treat all of the Cobra 403 in Kinshasa. It's out of there, so he has wiped Africa pretty clean. A Cobra 403. Of course, that was all of his actions. A move, 2 moves, and 2 treat. All right, well, it's time now for him to pull 2 cards. He has two blue, 1 red, 1 yellow right now. And I swear, if he pulls an epidemic right now, we are... might as well just pack her in. Might as well just burn this game. Alright, let's see what he gets. And he gets... Okay, ooh, now he has 3. He's got 3 blue and, well, 2 red. I guess the red is good for direct flights over there to try to put out some fires. Oh, this is good, though, because up next is Gwen. Well, good and not good. Gwen's going to get another scar because she's starting her turn in a space with faded, which is right here at Hong Kong. So I guess before we do anything with Gwen, she's paranoid right now. You cannot share knowledge except with someone you have a relationship with. So she can only share knowledge with Vicky, which is actually good because they are co-workers. They can share knowledge anywhere in the world. They don't have to be in the same city to exchange a card. So that is good. But now we got to figure out what we want for her second scar. So let me, oh my god, let me look through the pile of lovely scars we can have and see what else we want to saddle her with. Alright, I think this is very thematic and very perfect for Gwen. The second scar we're giving her is Terrified, which means it takes 1 more action for you to drive ferry to a city containing a faded figure. She was so traumatized by the Hong Kong incident that she's just freaked out to try to go to any cities with faded characters. That's her second scar. Remember, she takes scar number 3 and that character is no more. Okay, speaking of Gwen, she's got 4 actions she can take, so let's get to it. And I actually have the perfect 4 actions for her. So she got a scar for starting in lovely downtown Hong Kong. Her first action, yes, she's going to quarantine Hong Kong. action 1. Action 2, she can quarantine once per turn. You can use the quarantine action to quarantine anywhere on the board. Going to quarantine Kolkata, where Vicky is. There's 3 here and 3 here. They're both quarantined now, thank goodness. For her third action, she will move over to Tapai. There are no faded characters there, so she doesn't need an extra action to move in it. And her fourth and final action, throwing down a quarantine on Tapai. Tapau? Tapau, yes, it's the Klingon capital over here. Tapai. Yes, so there we go. She's not throwing down 3 quarantines. Is that going to help us? I hope so. We've got to use her, I think, to try to keep this region under control. It's brutal. Absolutely brutal. Now remember, one of our objectives after we cure the 3 diseases, of course, is to have 7 faded cities with quarantine markers. Of course, we only have 2, but we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We have just 7 cities that have faded in them. And man, Kolkata got overrun is now a faded city. This is all bad. This is all bad. All right, that was Gwen taking her 4 actions. I think those were appropriate and good. So now we're going to have her drawing a couple cards. And I totally forgot Trevor pulling 2 cards. Let's hope this doesn't mess anything up. So Trevor was supposed to pull infection cards. Man! Okay, so let's see if this makes a difference. Karachi gets 1. Okay, that does not make any difference, even though I'm doing completely out of order. And is this going to make any difference and mess me completely up? Paris, it will not. Okay, we dodged it as far as me screwing things up. Yes, the turn order is do 4 actions, draw your 2 cards, and then infect cities. So that, what we just saw was Trevor infecting cities. And then we had Gwen go, doing all her stuff. Thankfully, it didn't mess us up. But now it is time. Yes, Gwen did her 4 actions. Now Gwen draws 2 cards. And I got to remember to infect cities. Oh, my goodness. All right. Making so many mistakes. And... oh, man. Okay, she gets Essen, which is useless. Because she's got 3 black cards and now 1 blue. Didn't she get the epidemic last time? I think she... oh, man, she's epidemic queen. Oh, my goodness. All right, well, let's see. Move the infection marker 1 space forward. At least it's still on 2 cards when we get to that part. Draw the bottom card and put 3 cubes on the city. Discard. Okay, let's hope she draws to pie. I don't think she can, but... oh, my God. What do we have? It's going to be another... watch it be... well, can't be Khartoum. Can it be... oh, I don't know. Let's just see what it is. Washington. Oh, wow. Out of nowhere comes the Milan pox in Washington. So 3 just boom out of nowhere. That's how this game goes. All right. And after that loveliness, now we intensify, shuffle cards in the infection pile, put them on top of the infection deck. Wow, well, that was 2 epidemics really early on. Oh, that's nasty. All right, how many cards do we have in here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We got 9 cards in there. We'll be pulling 2. Okay. This game, and let's hope we don't pull Washington. Okay, that's really the only current city that's going to cause us an issue, and of course nobody's even close to it. Well, I don't know. I don't know. We are having a lot of fun here, I think. All right, shuffled up enough, and now it's time for Gwen to pull 2 cards and infect cities. And the first one, is this going to be Washington? It's Paris. Oh, man, now Paris has 3 Milan pox. We got Milan pox. Is starting to look a little bit problematic. And our second card for Gwen, Karachi. Again, okay, well, it's only got 2 Zombie X. We survived! Somehow. Somehow, we have survived. All right, next up, we have Nick. Nick is currently sitting here in Lagos, with a couple of Cobra 403, but he's got a military base that he's sitting on. So let's figure out what we're going to do with Nick. Okay, our current real problem is Washington, I think, because it's still in that deck and it's going to be coming up. And we don't want it to outbreak if we can help it. Now, Trevor's got his ability, once per turn as an action, move from any city containing a structure, he's in here with a military base, to any other city, including rioting, collapsing, fallen, by discarding any card. He will discard, oh, this is getting brutal. You know what, he's going to discard Tokyo. He's discarding Tokyo. He's flying from Lagos right into Washington. All right, action number 1. His second action, actually his second and third action are to remove the 2 cubes, to treat Milan pox in Washington, and his fourth and final action, as an action, build a structure in a city you're in, no card required. He will build a military base right here in Washington. Okay, that's his turn. I think we have things under control. We do now have 4 military bases. We need 2 more. We need 1 in Europe. We need 1 in Europe, and we need 1 in the Pacific Rim. And then we will have at least this objective completed, but we need to cure the 3 diseases, and we're not really close to that yet. Not even close. Which is going to be a real problem. Alright, that was Trevor taking his 4 actions very quickly. Alright, he's going to be grabbing 2 cards, and then he'll be infecting some cities too. I think I said 4 cards? He's going to be drawing 2 cards. We don't want to draw 4. That gets us too quickly through this deck. Losing the game and too many epidemics. 2 cards for Nick. I don't think this can be an epidemic. We've had 2 and we're just at the top of the deck. So he gets... Alright, well now he's got 2, he's got Kolkata, Istanbul, he's got 2 black regions and 2 yellow ones with Bogota and Khartoum. But of course he needs 5 cards to cure. Wow, this is, yeah, it's not good. It's not good. Alright, infecting cities. 2 of them. What are they going to be? Khartoum. Okay, well that's not bad. That's exactly where Trevor is, so we're not going to worry too much about that. Just 1 in Khartoum, and the second city getting infected is Lagos. Oh, come on. Well, okay, as long as we don't get an an epidemic, should be relatively okay. I don't know. Well, that's the end of Nick's turn completely. Over we go to Vicky. Sad and unfortunate thing about Vicky is she's starting here in Kolkata, which is got 3 faded figures in it. A quarantine marker though, thankfully. So she is going to get herself a lovely scar. So we're going to figure out what we're going to give her for her first scar. Alright, Vicky gets her first scar, and I'm going to give her hobbled. You may never enter a fallen city. Fallen cities are when there's been 5 outbreaks in one city. We're not there yet anywhere. We have had Mumbai's got 2. We had Istanbul at 2. This could bite us later in the series when we get into like October, November, December. But right now it's not going to hobble her too much. So we're giving her this one. Is that a good idea? I don't know. But that's the one she has. Alright, let's get to Vicky's turn. She's got 4 actions to perform. Okay, Vicky's all about curing the diseases. She's got 2 yellow and 2 black right now. She's co-workers with Gwen, and it says you may share knowledge with a co-worker as long as one of you is in the city that's being passed. Gwen has 3 black cards, Algiers, Riyadh, and Karachi. I think we want to try to get Vicky over to Riyadh, I think is what we want. And then when she's at Riyadh, then Gwen can give her that card. That will give Vicky 3 black cards. Trying to figure out what else we can do with her. There's not really... I mean, she could go here, take 1 off there. We probably should look after Lagos, but I don't think we're going to get an outbreak before Trevor can deal with it. I mean, I don't think so because of this deck. We've had 2... There's 3 left, and this deck is still pretty meaty looking, so I'm risking it there. Alright, we're going to have less talking. We're going to have Vicky go. Vicky's going to go 1, 2, fly from here to Riyadh for 3. And her fourth and final action, Riyadh then, is she will do a, what do we call it, exchange knowledge. She will then take the Riyadh card from Gwen, whose one of her scars is paranoid. You can share knowledge, except with someone you've got a relationship with. So Gwen can only share knowledge with Vicky, but that works out perfectly. Anyway, so there we are at Riyadh. She now has 3 black cards. Okay, it is time for Vicky to grab a couple of cards, and then we're going to be infecting a couple cities. Oh man, after last episode I thought our bacon was completely fried, but apparently it's still sizzling. Alright, we've got 2 cards. I don't think we can have an epidemic in here. I could be wrong. I don't think we've gone through enough deck. Alright, ooh, cool. Alright, she's got her 4th black card. She can cure zombie, and she gets another yellow. Oh my goodness. She's got 3 yellow, 4 black. You can have 7 cards in your hand. This is all good. And every one of our diseases has got common structure. You don't even have to be at a CDC to cure it. But it just so happens that Vicky is. All good. Okay, we got to infect 2 cities. And yeah, before we do that, I got to replace the juice in my camera. So when we come right back here in a second, we're going to be pulling 2 and hope we don't get into even more trouble. All right, it's time to infect 2 cities. And the first one we're infecting is Moscow. Okay, she just got the Moscow card, and that means Zombie X. We got 3 in Moscow. Moscow is an unstable city. It has had an outbreak once already throughout our playthrough. And our second card is Kinshasa. Okay, which is exactly where Trevor just happens to be. So Trevor's got his work cut out for him. Alright, I think that's going to be it. Somehow we didn't get an outbreak or anything catastrophic happening this episode. Things have calmed down a little bit. Yeah, right, a little bit. We got Gwen with 2 scars, Vicky with 1. And we do now have Vicky able to cure the... She can cure the Zombie X. Right on, that is all good. Alright, so thanks so much for watching along. Thanks for your comments, subscriptions, likes. This is Pandemic Legacy Season 1. We're into May. We have to complete 3 objectives, which is going to be brutal. But we'll see if we can pull it off. I'm not super hopeful, but you never know. So thanks so much. And thanks everyone for watching along. Appreciate it. Helps out my channel. And we'll see you tomorrow for the continuation. Pandemic Legacy Season 1. Or into May.